Stay with us. We need to address the flashes at the bottom of your screens in terms of JSW, the Bhushan Steel case. The Supreme Court has acknowledged the complexity and the financial. I'll just get on all the details as well. But what they're saying is the bench has not passed any conclusive judgment yet. Secondly, what they've indicated is that the permitted filing of a review petition since time is not over. Overall, they've directed a status quo on the NCLT proceedings to avoid irreversible steps like liquidation. And they've also acknowledged the complexity as well as the financial entanglements involved. If we can just quickly pull up the stock on the screens and what's happening on this one. They've also warned that no effective order should be passed by NCLT until the Supreme Court disposes of the review. And that's a positive news coming in for a JSW Steel, and that's the reason why you're seeing that kind of a spike that's coming in on the stock as well, which is seeing gains of 2%. So absolutely, the hearing so far by the Supreme Court bench is in favor of JSW Steel, where they have not passed any conclusive judgment yet. And they've said that they're permitting filing of a review petition since time is not over. And they've directed a status quo on the NCLT proceedings to avoid irreversible steps like liquidation. In fact, they also acknowledged the complexity as well as the financial entanglements that could be involved in the entire transaction. And they warned that no effective orders should be passed by the NCLT until the Supreme Court disposes of the review. In fact, in terms of where the conference call also goes, what JSW Steel had also indicated is that they are not really going to look at anything major on this front right now. They are only going to look at the Supreme Court hearing once they file for petition. In fact, I do have my colleague, Shrimi, who's been tracking this space pretty closely. Shrimi, what's the latest update that you have?
As you rightly mentioned that, Supreme Court has maintained a status quo, especially on the, liquidation of the Bhushan Steel, and it's an interim relief clearly for JSW here. And what, the court order is still not made public, but the verbal, judgment which has been given out clearly says that the Supreme Court, will maintaining the status quo on the entire liquidation, which they actually ordered on May 2nd in its important judgment here, and say that it will prejudice them since they are intending to file a review. Now, remember, JSW, after that May 2nd order, filed review petition along with the lenders, and they have been trying to, saying that there should be some leniency in the matter, if not, status quo. So it's a kind of relief for them at this point of time in terms of, giving them some more time to understand the entire process and how to go about it. And what we are also getting sense here is that they are, seeking that leniency not against the liquidation, which was the order, the May 2nd order, but rather saying things from the public interest that, remember, all those operational creditors which were involved in the entire process and the creditors and the amount which was involved in this entire process is in public interest, and that is what the petition JSW has actually moved, and this is the kind of interim relief which is coming in at this point of time, where they are maintaining the status quo. And in fact, they are trying to get sense on the next date of hearing. It's not clear as yet, but they have to come up with some, some sort of remedies that how they are going to go about this Bhushan Steel, the entire matter, and how this will pan out after this status quo is we are, watching that, and we are kind of getting sense that they will come up with some sort of options there.
Thanks.